His heartbeat wasn't supposed to echo inside her. Not after the elders declared another woman his destined Luna. Not after the moon rejected her the night she tried to save him. Not after she poured her magic into his dying body and watched him rise. Alive, powerful, reborn, and bound to someone else. But tonight, as the cursed mark on his back flared black and violet, as he dropped to his knees in the snow, choking for breath, Ayla felt it, a phantom pulse, a soul-deep pull, a bond she should not have, a bond the moon never sanctioned, a bond that could ruin them both. When he whispered her name, broken, desperate, forbidden, the truth slammed into her like a blade. He needed her magic. He wanted her heart. But he was never meant to be hers, and the moon does not forgive those who claim what destiny denies. Before we dive deeper, tell me in the comments what you think is happening here, and make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss the next twist in their fate. Ayla never expected to stand in the sacred clearing on the night of the choosing ritual. She was a healer, not a warrior, a girl with a muted wolf and a flickering scrap of moon-born magic. The kind packs only tolerated because they needed a healer during war seasons. But Alpha Thorn? He was chosen before birth. The moon marked him with a rare curse. The shadow rot, a dark seal that devoured an alpha's strength until only ash remained. The elders said only a true Luna could soothe it. Only the fated mate destined for him. Which could never be Ayla. Yet the night the curse finally dragged Thorn to the forest floor, when his breath rattled and his eyes rolled back, when even the elders stepped away in fear, Ayla ran to him. She didn't think. She didn't ask permission. She didn't fear the moon's wrath. She simply pressed her hands to his burning chest and poured every drop of her unstable magic into him. The world exploded. His body arched, light tore through the clearing. The shadow rot burned away. When it ended, Thorn lay gasping beneath her, alive, and staring at her as if the moon itself had spoken through her skin. But the elders were quick. "She is not your mate," they warned him. She broke sacred law. She interfered where destiny did not call her. "Your Luna is Selene, of the Silvergrave line, moon-blessed, chosen since childhood." Thorn said nothing. Ayla said nothing. The bond they felt, warm, glowing, impossible, was something neither dared to speak of, and because the moment Ayla healed him, the moon mark on Thorn's back shifted slightly. Not toward Ayla, toward Selene, the girl fate had chosen. Ayla left the ritual that night with a trembling heart and magic scars up her arms, reminders of what she had given and what she would never have. Weeks passed. Thorn trained with Selene. The pack prepared for their upcoming crystalline bonding night. Everyone acted as though Ayla's hands hadn't pulled the alpha back from death. Ayla told herself she was fine. Until tonight, when the shadow rot reawakened, stronger, darker, angrier. As if the curse had been waiting for the moon to turn on her. And Thorn, Alpha Thorn, the golden terror of the north, fell to his knees in the snow, whispering only one name. Ayla, her heart cracked, because she knew. If she healed him again, she would break fate. If she walked away, he would die. And the moon does not forgive either choice. This is where Ayla's story begins. Ayla felt the pain before she heard the scream. It sliced through her ribs like a blade made of moonlight and smoke. Sharp, twisting, impossible to ignore. She staggered in the middle of the healer's cabin, one hand on the table to steady herself. Not my pain, his, Thorn's. Her breath hitched as another wave hit, darker this time, laced with the cold sting of shadow rot awakening. No, no, not again, she whispered, clutching her chest. The bond she wasn't supposed to have, the bond fate swore wasn't real, was flaring like fire under her skin. A sharp knock rattled the cabin door. Before Ayla could answer, the door burst open. Beta Calder stormed in, face ashen, eyes wide with the kind of fear only an alpha's imminent death could bring. Ayla, he gasped. It's Thorn. The curse. It's back, worse than before. Ayla's throat tightened. Where is he? Training grounds. He collapsed during a session with Selene. Of course, Selene. The moon-blessed Luna, chosen for him. Perfect, powerful, beloved by the elders. Ayla shoved the thought aside. This wasn't the time. She followed Calder out into the freezing evening air, her breath forming desperate clouds as they ran. The bond thrummed violently with every step, pulling her, dragging her, guiding her faster than her feet could carry. The moment they reached the training grounds, Ayla's heart nearly stopped. Thorn, the strongest alpha in 3 territories, was on his knees in the snow. Clawed hands braced against the ground as black veins spread across his bare back like crawling shadows. Selene stood frozen a few paces away, trembling. He won't let me near him, she stammered. Of course he didn't. The shadow rot rejected false lunar energy. The curse sensed truth. It always had. Ayla stepped forward, pulse hammering. Ayla, no. Calder grabbed her arm. The elders forbade. But Thorn's head jerked up. His eyes, usually molten gold, were glazed with pain. His breath rattled like something breaking inside him. When his gaze locked onto Ayla, the bond flared so sharply she gasped. Ayla, he rasped, voice cracking. Don't leave. Selene inhaled sharply. Calder froze. Warriors exchanged horrified looks. Ayla swallowed hard. She shouldn't be here. She shouldn't feel his pain. She shouldn't hear her name on his lips as if it were the only thing anchoring him to life. But she did. And the moon, damn it all, was silent. Ayla kneeled slowly in front of him. Thorn, she whispered. Tell me what's happening. His body convulsed, the curse pulsing violently beneath his skin. Black lines crawled across his chest now, branching like spider webs. I can't breathe, he choked out. A warrior shouted for the elders. Selene tried to step forward. Thorn snarled. Not at the warriors. At the so-called Luna he was meant to bond with. Ayla reached out instinctively. Don't touch him, Elder Marin snapped, storming into the clearing with a glare sharp enough to cut bone. The shadow rot is reacting to her magic. She cannot interfere a second time. Ayla's hand trembled in midair. She saved him before, Calder argued. And broke the moon's laws, Marin hissed. Her magic is unstable, dangerous. It risks twisting the curse further. Ayla's heart clenched. Please, she said softly. He's in pain. Let me help him. But Marin's eyes narrowed with cold disgust. Child, you brought this upon him the moment you interfered with fate. You should not have touched him the first time. Ayla flinched. Thorn growled so savagely, the elders stepped back. His aura surged, dark, dominant, wild, lashing out like a storm. And Ayla felt it. Every pulse, every scream, every shred of agony. She steadied her breath. I need to reach him, she whispered. Ayla, no, Selene cried. You'll make it worse. You don't understand how these curses work. Ayla turned slowly. No, she said quietly. You don't. She placed her palm against Thorn's cheek. The world detonated. A blast of energy erupted outward, throwing snow into the air, cracking the ground beneath them. Warriors shielded their faces, elders stumbled back, stunned, the curse recoiled from her touch. Hissing, writhing, slithering away from wherever Ayla made contact. Thorn inhaled sharply. Some of the black veins faded. Ayla's eyes widened. It was working, but the elders looked horrified. Celine looked betrayed. Calder looked shaken. Thorn leaned into her hand, breath trembling. Ayla, he whispered again, voice raw, intimate, impossible to deny. Her pulse stuttered. He shouldn't say her name like that. He shouldn't look at her like that. He wasn't hers. He would never be hers. And yet, Ayla, he said again, softer this time. Why do I feel you, even when I shouldn't? She closed her eyes, fighting tears. I don't know, she whispered. I'm not your mate. His jaw tightened. My wolf disagrees. Chaos erupted instantly. What? Celine gasped. That is impossible, Marin shrieked. Calder cursed under his breath, but Thorn didn't care. His hand lifted, shaking, to touch Ayla's forearm. You can heal me, he whispered, voice filled with a desperate truth no one else understood. Even fate can't deny that. Ayla's throat closed. I shouldn't, she whispered. You belong to Celine. Pain flashed across Thorn's face, deeper than the curse, deeper than the shadow rot. I belong, he said slowly, painfully, to whoever my wolf reaches for in the dark. The bond pulsed between them like a living thing. Ayla pulled in a trembling breath. If she healed him, again the pack would turn on her. If she refused, he might die. Two choices, both forbidden. The moon remained silent. But Thorn wasn't silent. Please, he whispered, forehead falling against hers. Save me. Ayla swallowed, then made the choice that would destroy everything she knew. She placed both hands on his chest and let her magic surge. Ayla's magic surged like liquid moonfire. The moment her palms pressed against Thorn's chest, a bright silver glow erupted beneath her fingers. The curse writhed, twisting violently, as if trying to tear itself away from her touch. Thorn's breath hitched, his hands digging into the snow. Ayla. Slow down, he rasped. I can't, she whispered. The curse is fighting me. No, your magic. He tightened his grip on her forearm. It's pulling too hard. She hadn't noticed it when she healed him the first time. She'd been too focused on keeping him alive. But now she felt it with frightening clarity. Her magic wasn't simply healing him. It was tethering to him, bonding, claiming. Alia's pulse skittered. This isn't right. But Thorn's fingers dug deeper into her skin. It feels, Ayla, it feels like... He didn't finish. Because the world exploded. A blast of black smoke burst from Thorn's back. Ayla was thrown backwards, landing in the snow with a gasp. Her vision blurred, her heart hammered. Thorn collapsed face first, trembling violently. Thorn! Ayla scrambled forward, grabbing his shoulders, but Elder Marin seized her wrist. Enough, Marin snarled. The moon has shown her disgust once already. You will not taint our Alpha a second time. Ayla ripped her arm away. He's dying. And it is fate's will. A growl ripped through the clearing, so powerful the ground vibrated. Thorn's wolf, not physical, but deep, furious, alpha deep. Every warrior fell silent, and Ayla understood. Thorn wasn't fighting the curse anymore. He was fighting the elders, fighting fate, fighting everyone who stood between him and the one person who made the curse retreat. Ayla, Calder grabbed her elbow urgently. We need to get him inside. Away from them, before the elders forced the pairing with Selene. Ayla stiffened. Force? You don't know? Calder whispered. The elders are preparing the binding rite for tonight. They think binding him to Selene will stabilize his curse. Ayla's chest tightened, painfully. The binding rite. A permanent mate bonding ritual. A bond that would make Selene his Luna. Officially, magically, publicly. Once completed, there would be no turning back. Selene stepped forward now, eyes shimmering with panic, guilt, something unspoken. I never wanted this, she whispered. But the elders said if Thorn isn't bound tonight, the curse will spread. They said he would die. Ayla swallowed. He's dying because the curse rejects you. It's not your fault. Selene's eyes widened. Rejects me? Ayla nodded, voice trembling. The shadow rot is alive. It knows who his true energy responds to. And it's not mine. She said it quietly, and yet the words hurt like a blade. But your aura, Selene whispered. It calms him. Ayla closed her eyes. She didn't want this. She hadn't asked for this. She was never meant for him. And yet, a guttural groan from Thorn snapped Ayla's eyes open. He was shifting. No, he was being forced to shift. His bones contorted, muscles tearing, black smoke spilling from beneath his skin. Calder swore. The curse is panicking. It's trying to take over his wolf. Ayla didn't think, didn't hesitate. She crawled through the snow, gripping Thorn's face between her hands. Thorn, listen to me. Stay with me. His golden eyes flickered open, but they were darker now, threaded with shadow. Ayla, his voice was shredded. The moon, she's angry. Ayla's breath trembled. Then let her be angry at me, not you. Ayla, he arched violently, snarling. She can punish me later, Ayla whispered fiercely. Just don't leave me now. Calder pulled Selene back as Ayla pushed more magic into Thorn. Slow this time, careful, guiding rather than forcing. The curse hissed, retreated, just barely. Thorn collapsed against her, chest heaving. His head rested on her shoulder, breath warm against her neck. You shouldn't be able to do this, he whispered hoarsely. I know. You shouldn't feel what I feel. I know. You shouldn't be anywhere near me. I know. His fingers curled in the fabric of her sleeve. And yet, all I want is you. Her breath shattered. Elder Marin's voice rose again, sharp and furious. This is an abomination. Her magic corrupts fate. Remove her from the Alpha. But even as she spoke, something changed. Snowflakes around Thorn lifted into the air, floating, spiraling. His aura didn't darken, it brightened. A flicker of silver-white light glowed from beneath his skin, the same light Ayla carried. Calder's eyes widened. By the moon, Thorn is stabilizing. Selene clasped her hands, stunned. But how? Everyone looked at Ayla, especially Thorn. His expression, raw, shaken, reverent, told her everything. Her magic didn't harm him. Her magic completed him. Alia swallowed hard as Thorn slowly rose to his knees, still gripping her hand. He looked at the elders, then at Ayla, then at the sky, and said the one thing that shattered the clearing. My wolf has chosen. A gasp rippled through the pack. Marin hissed, Chosen? The moon did not name her. Thorn's voice turned lethal. The moon does not feel what I feel. Ayla flinched. Selene whispered, Thorn, what are you doing? He turned his head, slowly, painfully, toward Ayla. His eyes glowed bright gold. Ayla is the one my wolf reaches for. The world fell silent, but Ayla's heart broke because she knew the truth. "Thorn," she whispered, tears stinging her eyes. "I am not the one fate chose for you." He touched her jaw with trembling fingers. "I don't care about fate." "But fate cares, Thorn." Ayla pulled away, just enough that the bond pulsed painfully. "And the moon never marks the wrong Luna." His breath hitched. "Ayla." She shook her head. "We can't fight destiny." But he reached for her again, desperate, defiant, aching. "I will fight the moon herself if I must." The elders stared in horror. Warriors trembled. Selene covered her mouth, tears slipping silently down her cheeks. And Ayla was caught in the middle, between the wolf who claimed her and the destiny that never would. Thorn was carried to the high temple before Ayla could breathe again. Calder urged her to follow Selene, but every elder glared at her as if she were the root of the curse itself. Selene trailed behind them, silent, shaken, the weight of destiny heavy on her shoulders. Ayla walked, but her heart felt like it had been left behind in the snow, because Thorn's last words still echoed through her bones. "My wolf has chosen, but the moon had not." Inside the high temple, white stone walls glowed with silver runes. The air smelled of sage and cold magic. Thorn lay on a ritual platform, the black veins slowly crawling again across his skin. Elder Maren stood over him, raising a ceremonial staff. "The shadow rot reawakens because the Alpha has let forbidden emotions cloud his judgment," she declared. "We cleanse him now." Ayla's stomach dropped. Cleanse. A ritual performed on wolves who strayed from destiny. A ritual meant to purge desire, memory, emotion. A ritual that could kill him in his weakened state. Ayla stepped forward instinctively. "Stop! His body can't take that." Maren's eyes glittered. "Then the curse will kill him, as fate intended." Ayla's hands trembled. She looked at Thorn. He was barely conscious, barely breathing, barely alive. "Calder," she whispered, desperate. "You can't let them do this." Calder clenched his jaw. "Ayla, He glanced at Thorn, then at the elders. "I have no authority to overrule a spiritual decree." Selene stepped forward then, voice soft but steady. "There must be another way." Maren turned on her. "You would challenge the moon's will?" "I would question a ritual that might kill the Alpha I meant to bond with." Selene's voice quivered, but held firm. Ayla blinked. Selene wasn't cruel. She wasn't manipulative. She was a girl dragged into a destiny she never asked for. Maren scoffed. "Your pairing will stabilize him once completed." Ayla swallowed hard. "You're forcing a bond the moon hasn't ignited." "And what of you?" Maren snapped. "Your presence worsens the curse. You violate law merely by breathing the Alpha's air." Ayla flinched, but Calder's voice cut through the tension. "She saved him. Twice." "By corrupting the design of destiny," Maren shrieked. "Now move aside." She lifted her staff, and Thorn convulsed violently, a guttural growl ripping from his throat. The curse surged, black veins laced across his face, his arms, his chest, faster, thicker, angrier than before. Calder grabbed Maren's arm. "Stop! You're triggering the curse." "It is fighting the ritual." "No!" Ayla cried. "It's fighting you." And suddenly, Thorn's eyes snapped open, glowing a deep, unnatural gold threaded with black. "Ayla!" His voice shattered. "Help!" Maren shouted. "Hold him down!" Warriors rushed in. Ayla's instincts screamed. Her wolf, usually small, quiet, barely a whisper, roared inside her. Move, now. Before she knew it, Ayla slipped through the warriors, hands glowing as she reached the platform. Calder shouted, "Ayla, wait!" But it was too late. The moment her palms touched Thorn's bare skin, the world ruptured. A blast of light engulfed the temple, throwing warriors and elders across the floor. Runes shattered. The staff cracked in Marin's hands. Selena screamed. Calder shielded his face. Snow swirled indoors as if the moon had opened its lungs, and Ayla fell into Thorn's spirit, not physically, not magically, soul deep. She stumbled into a void, filled with swirling shadow and broken moonlight. "Thorn!" she called. Silence, then movement. A shape took form ahead of her. A massive wolf, the largest she had ever seen, its fur white as starlight, but streaked with pulsing veins of black rot. The wolf staggered, collapsed, and shifted into Thorn. Kneeling, trembling, covered in darkness that crawled like living ink across his skin. "Ayla?" He looked up, eyes wild and aching. "You shouldn't be here." "What is this place?" she whispered. "My curse," he breathed. "My burden, my death," her heart clenched. "Then we fight it." "You don't understand." His voice broke. "The shadow rot isn't just killing me. It's choosing my Luna." Ayla's breath caught. "What?" He bowed his head. "It binds to whoever the moon names." His fists clenched. "Selene is the blessed one. You are the anomaly." Ayla's chest cracked. "So your curse rejects me?" "No," he whispered fiercely, grabbing her hands. "The moon rejects you." Alia swallowed, tears burning. "Then why do you feel me?" she whispered. "Why do you reach for me?" "Because my wolf doesn't give a damn about destiny," he whispered. "He wants you." Her breath crumbled. "But wanting isn't enough, Thorn. Not against a curse written by the moon herself." Thorn pulled her against him, forehead pressed to hers. "You healed me once. Heal me again." Her voice wavered. "It will break fate." "I would rather break fate than lose you." The darkness surged up around them, like a wave, swallowing Thorn's legs, crawling up his body. He gasped. Ayla grabbed his face. "Thorn! Stay with me!" "Ayla!" His voice shuddered. "If you don't do it now, I'll be gone." Her heart twisted painfully. She wasn't his mate, but she was the only one who could save him. And she loved him. Far too much. She lifted her hands. Magic pulsed, bright, silver, defiant. "Ayla," he whispered, fear and hope tangled in his voice. "What are you doing?" "What I should have done, the moment fate tried to deny us." She pressed her palms to his chest and flooded his spirit with light. The curse screamed, clawing, tearing, fighting. The spirit realm cracked, shards of moonlight shattering into 1,000 pieces. Thorn screamed her name, Ayla screamed his, and the darkness exploded. Ayla slammed back into her body with a gasp. The high temple was chaos. Cracked runes, overturned braziers, warriors scrambling to their feet. Snow swirled unnaturally inside the chamber, but pulled in by whatever had just happened between her soul and Thorn's. Thorn lay on the stone platform, chest rising in short, strangled breaths. Black veins twitched across his skin like dying vines. "Ayla!" Calder rushed to her side, helping her sit up. "What did you do?" She didn't answer. Her eyes were locked on Thorn, on the man who had begged her to break fate, on the alpha whose life hung between one breath and the next. She crawled to him, hands trembling as she cupped his face. "Thorn," she whispered, "stay with me." His eyes fluttered open, gold dimmed by pain, threaded with black. "Ayla," His voice was shredded. The curse, it's still inside me. She felt it too, like cold fingers pulling him away, inch by inch. Merrin staggered to her feet, staff glowing with crackling fury. "Remove her," the elder snarled. "She is killing him." Calder stepped between them. "Touch her and you answer to me," Merrin hissed. "She is defying destiny." Ayla ignored them all. "Thorn," she breathed, forehead resting against his. "Tell me how to save you." "You can't." His voice was barely audible. "Not without taking what isn't yours." Her throat tightened. "Your life." "My bond." A chill raced through her. "What bond?" "The one the moon wrote for Celine," he rasped. "The one the curse is trying to preserve." His breathing hitched. "If you heal me fully, you steal it." Ayla's stomach dropped. Steal fate? Steal another woman's destiny? Steal a Luna's birthright? No. She couldn't. She shouldn't. "It's wrong," she whispered. Thorn's eyes searched hers. Wild, pleading, desperate. "It's survival." Tears blurred her vision. "Thorn, it will make me your Luna, yes. But I'm not meant to be your Luna." His grip tightened weakly on her wrist. "You are the one who keeps me alive." Her heart cracked. Celine stepped forward then, voice trembling, but steady. "Ayla, listen." Ayla turned. Celine's silver eyes shimmered, full of heartbreak, not for herself, but for him. "The moon named me your Luna," Celine said gently. "But the moon did not feel your pain, or your bond, or your death when it came for you." Ayla shook her head. "Celine, no, hear me." Celine knelt beside them. "Thorn's wolf does not lie. And your magic, it is the only thing he survives." Ayla felt her breath break. "Are you saying—" "I am saying," Celine whispered, "that sometimes destiny is wrong." The room fell into a stunned silence. Even Merrin froze. Calder exhaled sharply, disbelief on his face. Ayla's magic flickered at her fingertips, soft, bright, aching. "Celine," she whispered, "this will take everything from you." Celine smiled weakly. "I care more about saving my alpha than keeping a title I never wanted." Ayla's tears fell. Then the temple trembled. Thorn convulsed. The curse surged upward, black smoke rising, like a vengeful storm. Ayla grabbed his face again. "Thorn, listen to me. Choose. Choose now." His eyes, half shadow, half gold, locked onto hers. "I choose you." The curse screamed. Ayla pressed her hands to his chest. Magic thrummed through her, hotter, brighter, fiercer than anything she had ever felt. Her wolf, silent for years, roared to life inside her, stretching her bones, igniting her veins. Silver light burst from her palms, slamming into the curse. The shadow rot shrieked. Thorn arched off the platform, a raw cry ripping from his throat. Ayla held on. "Stay with me," she cried. His fingers clawed at hers, grip tightening, like a drowning man clinging to air. The curse writhed, cracked, split, and then shattered. Light exploded through the temple, blinding and pure. The black veins on Thorn's skin dissolved into nothing, leaving only raw flesh and moonlit scars behind. Ayla collapsed onto his chest, breath shaking. Warriors shielded their eyes. Calder stared, mouth open. Celine wiped tears silently. Merrin trembled, her staff falling from her hand, and Thorn. Thorn inhaled for the first time without pain in years. Slowly he lifted a hand to Ayla's face. "Ayla." His voice was soft, reverent, awed. "You broke fate." She sobbed once, pain and love tangled. No, she whispered. You chose me. He sat up, pulling her into his arms, holding her against him as if he feared she'd vanish. Warriors bowed instinctively, Calder knelt. Even Celine bowed her head in acceptance. But Maren, rigid, furious, stepped forward, shakily. This cannot be allowed, she spat. You have defied the moon's decree. Thorn rose slowly, Ayla in his arms, aura flaring with terrifying alpha strength. He stared Maren down. I did not defy the moon, he said. I defied you. Maren paled. And if you ever threaten Ayla again, Thorn continued, voice turning cold and lethal, I will end your role as elder myself. Silence. Absolute silence. Ayla looked up at him, heart trembling. Thorn, what happens now? He cupped her cheek, thumb brushing her trembling skin. Now, he whispered. We live the life fate tried to steal from us. Her breath caught. And the pack? She asked. Calder stepped forward. They will follow their alpha. Always. Celine nodded. And I release the moon's bond. Happily. Ayla swallowed. Thorn, are you certain? He leaned his forehead to hers. My wolf has never been more certain of anything. And he kissed her, slow, deep, claiming. A kiss that sealed the truth they both felt. Fate had chosen wrong, but their hearts had not. Under a trembling moon, the alpha, who defied destiny, and the healer fate, rejected rose as one. Bound not by prophecy, but by a bond, powerful enough to rewrite the will of the gods themselves.